going to put some Daihatsu back in the Daihatsu. Alright, so the last video at the end there left you on a bit of a cliffhanger. You can obviously say I'm in one bit, so that's good. And if I walk all the way over here, you can see the Fairlane's in one bit too. Not if I put it that close to the fly screen. So, what happened was, so using the company ute, towing a company car trailer, I crested a hill. The right-hand rear tyre blew out on the trailer, which started giving me trailer wobbles. I footed it to try and pull the wiggle out, which is what I've done in the past. Yeah. And the shake didn't get any better. Just didn't get better, didn't get worse, just stayed the same. Turn that PowerPoint off because it's not doing anything. She started shimmying into oncoming traffic. So I was forcing it over into the left lane, hoping that by the time I got to the bottom of the hill, I could maybe hit it uphill and straighten her out. I forced her back into my lane. Trailer come around. The Hilux nosed into the table drain on the side of the highway and then just flopped over on its side. The trailer still had a bit of momentum with the Fairlane on it, so I pulled it back about a metre or so, 2 metres. So Hilux is alright, it just done a door and a guard, that's nothing major. Car trailer's alright, because it slid sideways with that flat tyre, it actually ripped the wheel off over the wheel nuts, like off the stub axle. And because it slid sideways, it's now pushed the axles sideways in the trailer, so I've got to have a look at that too. But we'll sort that stuff out later. But on the one bit, everyone's good. Fairlane's got some marks up the side of it where the tyre exploded. It like tyre slapped the side of the Fairlane. There's big gouges left in the highway from where the trailer's been shimmying, and that rim was actually like digging the road out, which is probably why I couldn't stop it. And there's a massive gouge when the trailer's actually come around on me. Upon looking at the trailer a bit more, I did do a bit of maintenance to it before I used it. Tyres were a bit flat, so I pumped them up, had a bit of a loose wheel bearing, nipped that up, and the brakes were out of adjustment, so I readjusted them. I climbed underneath the trailer, there's no brake pads in it. So what I adjusted was the lever arm, because it's cable brake, the lever arm bottoming out on the caliper. So I was never going to stop that fucking trailer. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. Pads have just worn out to metal on metal. The disc is all flogged out. We hire it out as a plant trailer through work, so it could be like that for years. Who know? I used it probably 3 or 4 years ago to tow a car back with the Fairlane as the tow car from Victoria, and it worked fine. So something's happened in between there. And then as the car, because they towed the car trailer with the Fairlane still on it, I got them to drop it off to work because obviously I had the wedding to go to, and it was booked in to be the bridal car. When the car was coming off the car trailer was coming off the tilt tray, one of the other tyres in the left-hand front has got a cut on the inside wall down to the cords. So I'm going to say it had a damaged tyre. It's blew out on me. And then the front left one's also damaged too. So probably just, I don't know, I was the unlucky person that got it. Someone was going to get it and it was fucking me while I was towing my own shit. So I wasn't real happy about that. That's alright. That's what happens when you're borrowing stuff. How much more maintenance am I supposed to do to a trailer? Really? Like, check fucking everything. I even had to rewire the taillights because the taillights didn't work in it. Like, whatever. But we'll see in the next. I didn't take a lot of footage at the wedding because, like, the focus was, like, I literally just had a car accident and the wedding was the next day. The focus was get the bride to the fucking venue. So, got the car registered and then got the bride to the wedding. So I got a little bit of video of that, and mainly little bits of video I'm going to steal off mates, and then photos. So we'll show you that. And then the rest of the time, I broke the Fairlane again. You'll see that. Twice, actually. Well, technically twice on the same time, but I didn't know about the second time You'll see anyway. But we got Ben's truck all sorted for the wedding, and then he lives just like across the road from basically a dry riverbed. So we were bombing up and down there for like a week in a few different cars. He picked up a Jeep to use as a push car out at the speedway. They weren't using it, so we picked it back up, done some work on it, and we're bombing up and down with a bunch of mates, going fishing and drinking and whatnot. So that's what you'll see coming up now. Yeah.
Away from the car, that gets loose.
Yeah, it's less.
Well, back under the Fairlane again. Turns out T5 thrust bearings are fucking pretty weak. That blew up and blew the whole fucking end of that off. Let's look like that. What did you decide? What do you want, mate? Side by side or something, done.
Yeah. Well, we've got a bit of speed up there. That wasn't a real crash on.
Bit hard on it.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, back a second.
That's not good.
Carb life. All right. Okay, so there's been a bit happening. It's taken nearly a full week to get a thrust bearing for the Fairlane, but we're in business. She's going back together. I think I've got to put, the last thing I've got to do, I've got to put the lip on, and then I've just got to put the tailpipes on. But I've been doing a bunch of other stuff while I've been waiting. Finishing off Benny's Effie. There's a bunch of stuff we just had to not get to because it was close to the wedding. So fixed the cab lights. He had a whole bunch of holes. I'll see if I can throw up a photo of what it used to look like, but it had a whole bunch of holes in the bar and that. We mounted the winch, made the winch plate, got all that done. I've been terracing around in that, trying to find its weak points off-road. Need to header wrap the pipes at low speed stuff. It boils the fuel because the line's real close to the pipe, so I'll header wrap that. And then we picked this old rig up. This has been in his family for a long time. When we were bombing down on the sand there in Gilgandra, down the main, what is it? I think it's the Castlereagh River, he said. It was bringing back a bunch of memories for him, and he's like, man, I remember Dad bringing me down here in the larder. Well, they still got the larder. So they parked it up because it stopped working. So they've been playing with this to get it ready. The plan is Club Red go and drive it, but this thing runs like a fucking top. They've actually got another parts larder that's got all the bits that this one's missing. So it's got another set of seats. This seat slides bugger. Another set of seats. Another door handle and that. But check this out. The throttle's not even hooked up. Choke out. Did I disconnect the battery? I did. I'm a fucking idiot, aren't I? I'll hook the battery back up and I'll just show you. We had this thing running at like 10 o'clock last night after we picked it up. It was pretty basic. Pretty basic thing to work on. We had to get the tape deck going again. Okay, choke out. It's got actually that button down there underneath the choke. I don't know if you can see. That's a light on the dash to tell you the choke's on. Russians. Cranking. This thing hasn't been started in like 10 years or something. Ben said it might have been maybe 7 years, but look at the case, it's only got like 46,000 on it. Yeah, fucking funny as. So yeah, there's still a little bit of stuff we've got to do. There's I think they've put a lift kit in it, but they didn't do one corner. And finish that. Needs a good pressure wash. There's a bunch of just redundant wiring. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do, why that's got an earth. All this vac line stuff down here that's just been bunged off. The radiator cap's rusted on, so we don't have enough coolant in it yet, so we don't want to drive it. The whip brakes aren't working. Rear wheel cylinder's gone in it, but we've got a new set for that. And we've got another matching set of them for the rear, but the valve cords have gone on it, so the tyre shop's just putting a new pair of valve stems, so it'll be on them wheels all around, and get rid of these fucking disgusting looking flares, but that's another thing. Anyway, I'm now and finished the Fairlane, so it's done, and I don't have to worry about this thing anymore, and then I might actually get back home only a week late. Yeah. The good news is everything's clean underneath here, so it made it really easy to work on, and being manual now, it's like 6 bolts, tail shaft, and drop the pipes off, and this gearbox is out and back in. So I got the parts yesterday afternoon while we were down the river getting drunk, driving the F truck around. So I quickly put this together last night, and then left these pipes because they're a bit of a pain to put on. They're V-band, but I fucked up. If you're going to do it, get the V-bands. You can get them with like a register. There's like a lip that locks in. I just got plain ones on this, so we can sort of float up and down and around, and when you put them on, I've got to get the orientation right so the tailpipes point into the holes in the rear bumper. So it's a little bit fiddly, so I didn't want to do that last night. This thing's probably going to just end up getting a whole new exhaust put on it eventually when I get time. Shock horror. Something I never fucking have. Got plenty of money, plenty of parts, no time. Fucking back! Gauges are alive. We're good. This fucking whore off a hoist. Get it out on the road. Run to the brakes this time. No promise. Alright. So, Fairlane's done, took it for a test drive. Unfortunately, I've blown the rear diff as well, so that's fucking great. It sort of had a clunk in it when I last drove it, and the backlash was non-existent, but I was just hoping and ignoring it. So we're back out at Ben's place, Ben's parents' place, where we had the wedding. And we were going to grab just the centre to put mine back together, but there's a bloke in WA with a ZH, big power ZH, and they asked him what diff he was running, like how to get a 9-inch built. He goes, no, I've just used an XH Ute diff, 28 spline, get any ratio I want. So, XH Ute. So, I guess we're going home from 25 spline axles and a really shit designed fucking tail shaft to XH Ute tail shaft. The ratio's a little better too. I'm going to go from 292 to 308, which will make it a little bit more snappier. And it'll bump the, I guess I'll be at about 2,000 RPM at 110 on the highway instead of 1,700. That's what it was in 5th gear. So, Ben's just moved a bunch of shit out of the road. We're going to winch this big old whore over and pull the diff out of it. I do this to myself. I shouldn't be surprised by now. But fuck. Oh, the clutch is out. That'll do it.
Probably gonna have to throw. It'll roll back a bit, but I think it'll grow.
When it gets load on it, I'll pull it up over the roof.
Yeah.
Yours. Just pulling slack out of that cable. Yeah.
Done this before,
Mm.
and it shouldn't roll all the way out.
Okay. I'll take the word for it. Success. Almost like you knew what you were doing. Look at that big dog in there. 28 splines of freedom in that bastard. Instead of shitty little 25.
There you go.
Slick. What?
Fucking idiot.
Righto, diff's out. It was a fucking struggle, but we got the cunt. Shit, because I rebuilt all the calipers and new pads and rotors to get thrown in the bin. To this big dog. Fucking should take some space up in there. Yeah. Big centre chunk. And then we don't know yet if we've got to change the fucking yoke out. We might have to change the yoke out, we'll see. But yeah, I've still got to put lowering blocks in. But it's basically the same. I've put fucking pads and everything in it because these ones are half fucked, but they'll work. It's doable. Just got to pull the diff hat off and flush it because it's full of brown oil. That's fine. Tell you what, it's fucking heavy. But look at the size difference of that. It's huge. It's like 2 fists. Fist and 2.5 fists. Oh, that's some good looking oil right there.
Oh, there we go.
That's that race car oil. Oh, well, it does have some in it.
Yeah.
Late at night raiding parts. I need the pinion seal out of this cunt. There's a yoke here somewhere too. Alright, too lazy to undo the bolts, so we just cut the fucking housing off. And then this is why we're doing the swap. So look at the size of that cunt compared to that spindly little thing. You sort of see them next to each other.
Again from up top.
There we go. Oh, yeah, end to end, eh? I'll just drop that in the mud, that's fine. How about that? It's fucking dark, can't see shit. Sorta, ish. Anyway, what I'm putting in is bigger, so we're doing that. The things you do to get a fucking seal out without destroying it. Just hack the whole housing up.
Can't off it.
Fucking can of a thing. Oh, you nearly threw one.
Oh, I see.
Alright, Saturday. We've done a little bit more on the ZHC yesterday, but we're going down the river today and Ben's ute started doing some weird shit, so we had to look at it. Not charging and no dash light, so we thought it was the alternator. Changed the alternator. The alternator that was in it was a bit shit anyway. Put a different alternator in it and then found one of the fuses was blown. It's had a new fuse box put in it, but nothing's really labelled, so yeah, it's a bit hard to diagnose sometimes. And then while we were bombing through, we went the dirt track home yesterday after stopping over a mate's place, and he's managed to stake the fucking tyre through the sidewall right in the letters there, and then there's a little one right there as well. So waiting on two, couple of tyre plugs. I'll plug that because yeah, this afternoon we're going to be fishing and drinking down in the river. So Fairlane's nearly done. I've got to put diff oil in it, bleed the brakes, put the wheels back on it and bolt the tail shaft in. I can't put the tail shaft in yet because with the diff dripped all the way out it rolls it forward, and the tail shaft's too long for that. So you got to have weight on the cattle to put the tail shaft in. Nothing too major. Another one we have found, because this is an XH ute diff, the rear studs are really, really long. So my fucking wheel nuts don't work. So Ben's got a fix for that. We gotta go and get some. I think he said they were snowflake, like Falcon or Fairlane snowflake wheel nuts. There's still a shank nut, but the back of them's longer or something. And then that should fix our issue. But other than that, ZH is done. I want to get this done and off the hoist. We've got the larder out there, we've still got to do brakes on. And then yeah, once these tyre plugs turn up, we'll plug that tyre so it's done. I've still got to take this for a lap, make sure it's all good, but it should be because it's a good diff. And then later on down the track, I'll have to look at putting an LSD in it. We thought this was an LSD diff when we pulled it out, and it's not, it's open. But we didn't have another XH Ute diff that was LSD. The good thing about that is it's just like an EA-EB Falcon diff, and Ben Speedway's them, so he's got the fucking things laying everywhere, and they can't use LSDs, they have to be weldies. So I've already got an LSD out. This one's sitting here. So this is out of a Falcon diff. So I'll go through that, putting your clutch pack and everything in it. And when it comes to time, I'll put it in this diff, but that'll be later down the track. The other thing is we found it's got different ratios, so that's 308. This is 323. So in fifth gear to make it rev a bit higher. If I don't like that, they use the same ratios as this. So I can put my original ratios in it. So I'll just see. If I don't like the way the ratio is, I'll pluck the gear set out of that because the gear set's good. And then I'll put it in this with the LSD. But I'll still have the bigger 28 spline axles. We're actually going to pop an axle out of this one. Ben said these are real bad for twisting axles. They're only 25 spline, they're fucking tiny. I don't know if you could see, I don't know, we had a bit on last night, but I was trying to film the difference in the axles, but it's dramatic. The dramatic axle diameter difference. Even up the whole shaft it's different. Not only just at the swage for the spline count, so that's alright, but we're nearly there. We've just been having a bunch of other stuff to do. So I've got a big old bottle of gear oil because that's all I can get. The car parts store here is only open, well, it's a bit of a joke actually. He's closed at lunchtime for like 2 hours and then only open sometimes when he feels like it. Yeah. And the only other place to get stuff like that is Mitre 10, which is 4 blocks down the road. Or I can go to the servo, which is like over there, and they've got 5 litres of gear oil on the shelf, so I just went that way. So now I've got to dig out a pump, fill this thing full of oil, and then when Ben wakes up or stops, I don't know, playing hide the sausage with his missus, he'll come out and he can help me bleed the brakes, and we'll go over to his dad's place and get a bunch of wheel nuts. And then we're done. We're done. Fucking hell, what a fucking ordeal this has been. But it's worth it because this is a bigger diff. I should hopefully never break it again, but we'll see. Oh my God. Watch you don't fold that fucking door in half when you go up that hill.
Yeah, well, cut that shut.
Well, hold it shut. Your truck's not moving, you're right. Just keep pulling it up. Oh, you knocked the bull bar blinker out of it, man. Fuck. How's this unregistered vehicle ever going to go back on the highway? Fucking if it goes alright though.
Heading home today, finally. It's only been, over a week that I've been stranded here. Well, I say stranded, but I'm working on more shit, so not really stranded. But we've got a club run today at the Collide pub with the local trucker club. That's mate Ben's granddad runs and that. So then jumping into that HMV, go for a run, have a chicken skitty, come back, and then call it a day. So you guys have fun.